welcome to today's e-learning class. I am your English teacher Gajanan sir, and today we are going to do second part of unit number 11, the proposal. Okay, words and expression. So let's begin. Read the following passage and try to answer the questions given below. Okay, on violence. There is a great deal of violence in the world. There is physical violence and also inward violence. Physical violence is to kill another, to hurt other people, concisely, deliberately, or without thought, to say cruel things, full of antagonism and hate, and inwardly inside the skin to dislike people, to hate people, to criticize people. Inwardly, we are always quarreling, battling not only with others but with ourselves. We want people to change, we want to force them to our own way of thinking. In the world, as we grow up, we see a great deal of violence at all levels of human existence. The ultimate violence is war. The killing for ideas, for no called religious principles, for relationships, for killing to preserve a little peace of mind. To do that, man will kill, destroy other human beings, and also be killed himself. There is enormous violence in the world. The rich wanting to keep people poor, and the poor wanting to get rich, and in the process hating the rich, and you being caught in the society. We also going to contribute to this. There is a violence between husband, wife, and children. There is a violence, antagonism, hate, cruelty, ugly criticism, anger. All this is inherent in man, inherent in each human being. It is inherent in you, and education is supposed to help you to go beyond all that, not merely to pass an examination and get a job. You have to be educated so that you become really beautiful, healthy, sane, rational human being, not a brutal man with a very clever brain who can argue and defend his brutality. You are going to face all this violence as you grow up. You will forget all that you have heard here and will be caught in the stream of society. You will become like the rest of the cruel, hard, bitter, angry, violent world, and you will not help to bring about a new society, a new world. But a new world is necessary, a new culture is necessary. The old culture is dead, buried, burned, exploded, and vaporized. You have to create a new culture. A new culture cannot be based on violence. The new culture depends on you because the older generation has built a society based on violence, based on aggressiveness, and it is this that has caused all the confusion of the society, all the misery. The older generations have produced this world, and you have to change it. You cannot just sit back and say, I will follow the rest of the people and seek success and position. If you do, your children are going to suffer. You may have a good time, but your children are going to pay for it. So you have to take all that into account. The outward cruelty of man to man in the name of God, in the name of religion, in the name of self importance, in the name of security of the family. You will have to consider the outward cruelty and violence and the inward violence which you do not yet know. Okay, student, this is a means this passage is taken from On Violence on Education by J. Krishnamurti. Okay, just you have read this paragraph. Now try to answer the following question: what is the physical violence that J. Krishnamurti is talking about? What is the violence that cannot be expressed? Okay, students, in the same way you have to solve rest of the questions also. Third number question: where the ultimate violence could be due to take the correct option from the given 6 options. How had J. Krishnamurti given the feelings of the rich and the poor in the given paragraph? What is the role of education in a human being's life? How as a student will you create a new world? Okay, students, this in this way you have to write down the answers. Students, you know that let's see some grammatical parts. Though tell and say almost mean the same, there are differences in the uses of two words. Tell is always followed by an indirect object, but say is not. Okay. For example, Manish told to me, the boy told the lady that he was going to farm. Okay. So in this way, whenever you use tell, that time you need a indirect object. Okay, that you have to use in a sentence. Now just to see the example, I told my sister. Now here we have used told, so my sister. Okay, that indirect object is there. I told my sister that she was right. Okay. Now see, here we are using say. Past form of say is said. Ashish said. Now there is no indirect object. Directly he is addressing himself. Ashish said he worked hard to achieve success. We can use ask with or without an indirect object. For example, see, my mother asked if I was ready for the party. Okay, that indirect object you can consider also and you can write also, that is not compulsory. Okay, with or without an indirect object. Next example, Madhu asked in bracket the tailor whether her dresses were ready. Simply you can write down like this also. Madhu asked whether her dresses were ready, and you can write down in bracket also, that is not an issue. Okay. Youth said, told or asked to fill in the blanks in the following sentences. One has been done for you. Already we have discussed where to use tell, told, and where to use said, say, and asked. Okay. Archana, one example is given to you and rest of the example you try to solve out. Archana, it is very hot in Jaisalmer. Archana said that it was very hot in Jaisalmer. Okay, students, rest of the questions you try to solve in the same way. Now let's see, already in our earlier class also, in 8th class, 7th class, you have already learned about how to rearrange the meaningful sentences, how to rearrange the words and frame a meaningful sentences. Okay, join the parts of the sentences given below and write meaningful sentences. Okay, students, so see how we can frame a meaningful correct sentence. The sentence is given here, you have to make it in a proper way, a meaningful sentence. Okay students, this is the end of today's class. Thank you and have a happy day.